what are the kitchen and pantry categories? So when we're organizing a pantry, yeah, we like to like break it into categories so that there are zones in the pantry.
Yeah, we talk about zones a lot, and we really want the flow of the space to work. An example is in the kitchen, you want your utensils on both sides or one side of your stovetop, and then your baking goods by your oven, things like that, spices and oils. Some people keep them in their pantry. We really prefer them in a kitchen cabinet right next to where you're cooking. It's not fun to go all the way to your pantry. So, those
Yeah.
are some of them.
Yeah, so like pantry, I love thinking about like what are the zones for the pantry and how to lay them out and laying them out so that the zones that you access the most are like front and center. So usually that means it's like breakfast zone or snack zone are kind of like the most accessible because those are the ones that are accessed a lot. Baking zone is one that depending on the household, like it
Yep.
could be used a lot or it could be one that we could put up top because it's like, oh, at Christmas we bake cookies and that's it. Um, a meal prep zone.
Cans are something that we like to put low and kind of off to the side because it's very visually noisy and it
They're
takes
ugly.
away.
Hide
Yeah,
your cans, people.
they're very ugly.
I mean, unless you're like one of the few that buy like all the same brands and it just looks like really nice. I mean, most people don't do that. I don't do that. I have all kinds of different cans.
Yeah.
I just make sure that they're when I open the door or I leave the door open for the pantry, what I see is like the money shot, everything's pretty, the cans are down here.
Perfect.
Yeah, kitchen pantry. Then the next, I like this question a lot. Are there rules for design in pantry? I'm organized, but I can't get the look. And so this is something we talk a lot about within our Tidy Style team is like making sure and like step back throughout the organization process, step back and like take the space in and does it feel balanced? It's not all about like perfect symmetry to get the balance, but yes, symmetry plays a part in it. Um, Using the right type of product in the right place. So like where on the bottom shelf we could probably get away with using a little bit of a deeper, taller basket for certain categories. As we get up above eye level, you don't want to do that because you're hiding your stuff, and if there's no visibility on your stuff, there's no accessibility. So it's going to go in there and die. So we love to use things like OXO or jars at like eye height or above.
Yeah.
We use trays, so instead of like full baskets, like trays. Because they give us the infrastructure we need to like create boundaries in a home for things, but you're not like losing complete visibility.
A design aspect is typically we buy things in threes. So, two types of baskets and maybe one accent is a really good place to start. Any more than that, it starts to look very noisy again, and we're trying to bring a zen feel to that space.
Yeah, and I want to say like we get requests a lot for like like all clear pantry. I just got one yesterday. Like, my client had said like, oh, I think that all clear would be great to see everything. I'm like, well,
You think that?
you think I feel like it's great to see everything if you're like buying all really cute packaged stuff. But if you're not, and most people aren't, I mean, we're just buying the food that we eat. I mean, we're not all like perfectly styling our food. To be honest, it is visually noisy. When you have all clear, you see everything, but it just doesn't give you the zen. I always say zen vibe, but like again, going back to why I started this business, it's about creating a feeling, and I want people to like open the door to the pantry and just feel like, ah, and you can get that feeling um, if it's organized in the right way. You can not get that feeling if it's organized in the wrong way. And for me, using all clear, it's kind of like it's tricky. I mean, it can be done, but it's tricky.
The only time we really want to see in the basket is if it's above eye level. Otherwise, you can hide the front and look down into the basket and you can still see everything, but you're not getting that feel from the door.
Yeah, people are so afraid that everything's going to be hidden when we organize a pantry. No, that's not our goal. Our goal is to like hide the ugly, but make sure that you can see what you have. So like there's certain categories like chips, big bags of chips, and like they get crunchy, scrunchy, whatever the word is, and they just don't always look really neat. And so those are something that we're going to usually put in a little bit of a deeper basket. Again, we're not using like big, deep, like when we go in and we see like canvas, like cubes or cute, don't use cubes in a pantry. Like, first of all, the depth isn't right as far as like to the shelf, and then they're just so tall that things just get hidden and lost. So anyway, something to consider. But to get the look, step back a few times and take a look, and then like label your space.
If you can't see into a basket, we want everything to be labeled so that you have no question what's inside. You don't need to see inside because you already know that that's where all the chips go, that's where all the crackers go, so on and so forth.
It's really helpful for the maintenance of an organization, and it's also like takes away having to think about where things are. And when you're in your home, you want things to be easy. You don't want pain points. And so
And mom might be really organized, but the kiddos aren't, so now the kiddos know where to put things
yeah,
away.
so true. So yeah, labeling is a big part of it too. And then having a cohesive product plan. Just be very intentional with your product plan.
Check out our Instagram for
yes, we
good
have
ideas.
we have like, I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if we had like hundreds if not thousands of pantries on our Instagram. Like, we do more pantries than anything else. That's always kind of been like our most requested organization, and we do a lot of them and we love to share them, so they're out there.
Yeah.